So introduce yourself. Tell us your name, what you do, and your relationship status.
My name is Sherry Beckley. I'm a YouTube content creator. Title of my channel is my name, Sherry Beckley. And my relationship status is married.
That a girl. How long you been married?
Right now for 3 years.
Congratulations. Thank you. What's the secret to success in marriage?
I'm a person with a Christian background. I think the secret of success is really trying to be a partner to your husband. So I feel like really if you're dating a man, if you cannot support his goals, you might not be the best fit.
Oh,
Yeah.
How did you learn this? Or did you learn by trial and error? Or was that at some point in your life where you're like, didn't have this partner mindset? What was it?
And being raised Christian, you are taught that. My father is a minister, and my grandparents was pastors. And sometimes you start to understand, with me, a deep belief that the man is the head of the household.
So wait, you're gonna offend a lot of ladies.
I know. That's why I said I wasn't suspecting a lot of questioning, but that's my kind of, because it's just believing biblically, a woman should be a support to the husband that's ahead, and not saying that you don't have your own goals and you don't have your own really just calling life, but you should be able to support your husband. Now, everybody is not your head, and I'm not talking about every man, but if you're choosing a spouse, can I support his dreams and his goals?
Wow. What would you say to the single women out there? They're 40 years old. They said, Sherry, how dare you? Why do you need to rely on a man? Why do you need to support your man? Why do you say that the man is the leader? What would you say to those ladies, though?
Well, I was actually 43 when I got married. So that's a great question. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, why haven't I found the card? And sometimes you have to embrace, your way of thinking. And to add on, I'm African American. And if I can just plug this, a lot of African American women are really looking for a man that's African American, and I had to date outside my race. I had to really embrace that, to see who values.
Love is colorblind.
Yeah, that's another.
We're all the same height when we lie down.
And that's true. But what do you want for your family?
Love it. Okay, let's talk a little bit of money. Let's talk money. So, there's so much money advice out in the world right now. So in the marketplace, according to Go Banking Rates, only 32% of Americans trust social media influencers for their financial advice. So what are the telltale signs that maybe you're getting advice from a fake guru? What do you think?
First is education for yourself. So if you know what is true and you do your own research, then you can spot a lot. So with me, my channel is about education on credit, and I believe that you first need to educate yourself so you can spot a lie if you have knowledge. So you really do your own research, educate yourself, and then you can spot a fake group.
Knowledge is power. Respect. So 2/3 of Americans consistently over time are always living paycheck to paycheck. Why is this still a reoccurring problem in America today?
I think Americans have to embrace their opportunity. You really are in a land of opportunity, and it's the way you see. And a lot of people depend on politics to change their outcome, but it's more about what goes on in your house than the White House.
So, can I dap you up?
Yes.
Okay, I don't care about your house. That's not the White House. I don't care about Biden. I don't care about Trump. What's going on in my house?
And
I'm going to use that. Is that okay?
Yeah, please do that.
And about the White House, about your house.
And the tax code is pretty much colorblind. So you do have to understand the implication of taxes and also base your life accordingly.
Love that answer. So let's talk about financial regrets. What do you think are the biggest financial regrets, the biggest purchases or investments that most people regret making?
I'm going to say vehicles, because the depreciation on purchasing a vehicle, you definitely want to be smart. And if you look at Americans, two households the inflation price on even used vehicles is really high. So when it comes to, qualifying for even a home, a lot of that people are just bumped out. If you already have student loan debt and then add the vehicle, it eats a lot of your disposable income.
You're literally driving your way to the poorhouse.
Yes.
Exit, pull over, figure out another route. All right, let's get back to some of the partners, relationships, finance type of stuff. You're married, been married 3 years. How much do your partner's finances matter to you when picking a spouse?
Well, with going back to we aligned religiously, and my husband pays all the bills in our home. So he's dedicated to that Hispanic culture. So that was an adjustment for me. But
why was it an adjustment for a man to pay all the bills?
It's an adjustment. It's good and bad.
Tell me the pros and the cons.
When you're dealing with a man, they want to be providers.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes basing off of that, your spouse might not consider your income. And, you have that male ego that we might could live a better lifestyle if we consider all. But
so how do you work it out in your relationship?
We're working it out.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process. Yes, it's an ongoing process.
Now, how much does it matter who makes more in the relationship?
I think for men are provisional. And so it does matter a lot. So if you're a woman, sometimes you have to learn to sit back and let men be in charge and make some mistakes. It's a learning curve, but you just know when to step in.
You ever been in a relationship where you make significantly more than the man?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. But
walk me through that. Walk me through the mindset, the ego, the resentment. I'm the female, but I'm paid for you. Walk me through that situation.
You have to operate with wisdom. And sometimes you have to understand how men see things, and their provision is tied to their ego. And so you have to learn, as the Bible said, not with your words as a woman to tear your own household down. And sometimes it's just going to take patience. And sometimes you just have to listen and then just not speak, just off the cuff.
How would you handle a partner who brought a massive amount of debt into the relationship? How would you handle that?
Well, number one, we have to learn how to structure that debt and what type of debt is it. So, for me, dealing in that credit education, all debts are not equal. If it's student loan debt, you have to learn how to pay it. You're not getting out of that. So it's all about a plan. I believe you can accomplish anything as long as you put the right plan in place.
What do you think are the biggest financial mistakes that people make in a relationship?
Wow, that's a loaded question. But I think the biggest financial mistakes that people make is not planning. Planning, I believe, going back to the same answer that I had, as long as you plan, I believe you can accomplish anything. And be willing to be flexible to adjust that plan going on with whatever is going on in the economic environment. Because, I was with my spouse. My plan was to buy another home immediately. But when interest rates go up, you might have to be willing to adjust that plan. And I think men are good with that. Like men, sometimes you do have to default because women, we're looking at a lot of time lifestyle. But sometimes you do have to listen to both spouse, each other. You have to work together.
I think what you're saying is if it fail to plan to fail.
Plan to fail.
Don't worry about what's going on in the White House. What's going on in your house? That's my name.
Okay.
Exactly. Sherry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that education, the lovely eloquence, all the above.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, you like that? Well, if you want to see more of that, check out this clip right here. And if you want even more, check out this clip right here, only on the SOSCAST.